guys, this is Card Warriors Magic, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Bicycle Robocycle decks. These are actually pretty cool decks, I have to say. Let me go ahead and turn this brightness up just a little bit because it feels very dim right now. There we go. And so yeah, I'm going to be reviewing these two decks. They are really cool decks. So I just got them today, so they're pretty much feeling just like new, so I can give you the best review for them. But yeah, I'm going to be reviewing both of them in one. So to start off with, I'll go ahead and show you the boxes. Now the boxes are identical, except obviously one is bluish gray and one is black. So to start off with, you can see this bluish gray box. I'll go ahead and focus the camera in a little bit. It's a little hard to see because the color, like, even when I'm looking at it, it's hard to see. But you have this really cool sort of grid-like technological pattern right there. It says Bicycle, Quality Playing Cards, Robocycle, and then Action Pack? Action Packed. Okay. So you see that right there. Then it says Air Cushion Finish, made in the USA. And then on the side it says the United States Playing Card Company, Erlanger, Kentucky, all that stuff. Then you have the ad copy on the bottom and this design on the back, which I'll get into a little later. You have that really cool gold sticker, which I really like, and then something on the top, which I can't read because of the sticker. And then you open it up and you have some more ad copy little design right there, and then white in the inside. This box, clearly identical, except it's easier to see. So now you have black with gold. Pretty cool. You have that on the side, that on the side. In my opinion, the black box looks cooler, but they're both pretty cool. So you have that same thing right there. So to go ahead and start off with, we're going to open up these decks. I'll put the boxes aside, and I'll show you these cards. So the cards are pretty much identical except for the coloring. So with the black cards, it's black and silver, and that really cool grid sort of technological design. Just really cool. I really like it. And then with this one, same thing, except it's like a grayish blue, which is pretty cool. So those are the cards right there. The deck does come with one blank card from each, which is pretty cool because most decks don't come with those. So I really like that aspect of it. So I'll go ahead and set those aside. The decks also come with 2 jokers each. So this is this deck's jokers right there. They're not identical, although they look similar. So those are that deck's jokers right there, like so. And then this deck has the same jokers, but they're colored differently. So you can see that, and like that. So those are the jokers. I'll go ahead and put those aside, and then on to, let me focus the camera out, onto the cards. Alright, so to start off with, the cards have a pretty sick looking Ace of Spades. Let me go ahead and get to this Ace of Spades. Pretty much the same Ace of Spades. This one's bluish, that one's black. Look pretty cool. You can see that design right there. So those are the Ace of Spades. The aces are normal, except this deck does have color differently, which is pretty cool. This one is bluish gray, and the red is a little bit colored differently, which I really like. And then this deck, it's just black because this deck is black. So you can see those. The royalty is very cool. It is Robocycle royalty, which is, let me get all of them. There we go. So these are the royalty. They are robot, which is odd, but it's pretty cool. So that's the royalty right there. They're just robot throughout, which is pretty cool. And this deck has the same royalty, except it's colored differently. Let me get all of them. Yeah, there we go. So that's the royalty on this one. Same on this one, except it's colored differently. That's really the only difference between these decks. And then on to the numbered cards, pretty much the same standard Bicycle, except this one is actually standard Bicycle. The red's a little darker or something. And this deck is bluish, which is pretty cool. So those are the cards. I'll go ahead and tell you how they feel. So to start off with, like I said earlier, these are new, so I haven't worn them in yet, so I can't tell you that. I'll probably tell you in a later video. But they are pretty stiff and pretty slippery to start off with. They are not stiff when I spring, but when you like shuffle, they are pretty fairly stiff. So I'm not sure why they're like that, but this one feels identical to the other one. They're the same deck, made of same stock, all that. They're practically the same. I'll go ahead and show you it in a fan. So looks pretty cool. Very thick borders, so you're not going to see much of that back design. And I'll show you it in a giant fan. This deck does Pharaoh very nicely, which is pretty cool. But I don't Pharaoh nicely. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a giant fan with this deck. That was really bad, but you get the picture. It looks pretty cool. So the one thing I will say, the one downside to these decks, they look really awesome, and I really enjoy that, but they do have a differentiating. Some of you might have noticed the back design is black and the front design is white. If you guys have checked out our Magician Tips video about choosing the cards, we address this. And this deck is not going to be the best for Magic because you have a black border and a white, which means if I'm trying to do a color change or something, let's say I try to do a shape change, you see how a little split will see that black on that side, right? So that's one thing I'm not a huge fan of. Or double lifts, for instance, they're going to be very obvious if there's a little split or something because it's going to show against that black back. So that's the one downside to this deck. Other than that, they feel really nice so far, and I love the customized. I love that robot like royalty. But overall, this is a really nice deck, so I really recommend you guys pick them up. If you would, comment below what you guys thought. Be sure to subscribe, like, all that fun stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.